Okay guys, this video is on two-step inequalities. I'm going to try to just get this done in 20 minutes or less hopefully, but the biggest thing is going to be notice all the steps that happen in solving these two-step inequalities. So there should just be two things I do to isolate the variable by itself, and I'm going to go ahead and advance and tell you that my kid is sitting next to me doing colors, so he may sing. Okay, alright, so biggest thing is going to be, let's look at number one. I think it was greater than or equal to 24. Let me check back at the worksheet. Yeah. All right. So notice I'm going to do two steps. So first thing I'm going to do, and I want to stress this, is remember how we did order of operations? And we had PEMDAS, right? We did parentheses first, exponents, multiplication and division from left to right, addition and subtraction from left to right. That's when we break down expressions, types of commands or problems that have no equal sign. So we go this way when we do order of operation, but when we do equations, you guys, we go the opposite direction when we do equations. And so because we're doing inequality equations, we're going to do addition and subtraction first from left to right, and then we follow up with, I'm just using another color, multiplication and division from left to right. All right, so in the first case, what we're going to do is we're going to subtract the 4 from both sides. So notice that I did not divide by 2, everywhere or to the other side. I took the 4 away, because I do addition and subtraction first. So now that I've gotten rid of that 4 on the left side, what do I have? I have 2x greater than and equal to, I did not have to flip my inequality because we're not doing anything with multiplication or division yet, and 24 minus 4 is 20. Now, second step, we're going to do what? Divide by 2, because we're multiplying by 2 on the left. So when we divide by 2 to both sides, that's the second step. God bless you. And x is, do not flip it because we did not divide by a -2, greater than or equal to 10. And that's it. I did two steps. I did the -4 and then I did the dividing by 2. That's why it's called a two-step inequality. Now if I graph this, I have my 0. I have my 10. When I read this from left to right, x is greater than. Alright, so back to this. So it says x is greater than and equal to, so I want to use a bracket, and because it says it's greater, we're going to face it to the right and shade everything greater towards positive infinity. So there's the graph. For the interval notation, it's bracket 10, comma, infinity, parentheses. There's your interval notation. For the set builder, it's x such that x is greater than 10. Okay, so there's all three of those things we need to be able to do for the solution. Okay, all right, now let's go to another problem. Let's go to number 2, and then we'll do 3 and 4 because I think those are good problems. So let's go to number 2. I think it was divided by +3. Yeah, -3 less than and equal to -6. Okay, so one more time again, just showing up top, we're going to do addition and subtraction first and then do multiplication and division. So I'm going to add 3, add 3, okay, so we added 3, sorry about that, this is 0, and now I have m divided by 3 less than or equal to, remember that you're going to subtract and we get -3, and then we're going to multiply by 3 to the left, multiply 3 to the right, so these cancel out, and again because it was a +3 I did not have to flip the inequality, and there's your solution. M is less than or equal to -9, so we graph it. Here's 0, here's -9, we're going to use a bracket. We want to be less than. So we go towards the left. There's the graph. And now, again, we were going towards negative infinity. So negative infinity, comma, -9, bracket. There's your interval for the set builder, m such that m is less than or equal to -9. So I hope you guys are getting the swing of it, okay? I'm not going to keep doing that for each one. I'm just going to start now choosing which particular way I want to put the solution so we can kind of save some time. Let's go to number 3. So for number 3, I have -3. Whoops, let me fix this real quick, guys. Sorry about that. I'll clear this off again. -3, open parentheses. And I believe it's going to be -3, open parentheses, p plus 1 less than or equal to -18 is what I think I saw. Great. Okay, so for this one, what we're going to do is we're going to do the distributive property first. So again, hopefully this will get solved in 2 steps. So -3 times p is -3p. -3 times 1 is going to be a negative times a positive is a negative, less than or equal to -18. So again, in this step, we did the distributive property. Okay. And then now that we've done that, now you're going to notice that this probably will take more than 2 steps because that was a step, right? But now we have it to where it's a 2-step. So we're going to add 3, add 3. So I believe this is more than 2 steps. It's actually 3 steps because of the distributive property, but we'll just go with it. Now I have -3p. This is gone, less than or equal to. -18 plus 3 is -15. That was, so really they're trying to say that this was the first step, and here's the second step. So now we're going to divide by -3, divide by -3. P, now here's the part, because we divided by a -3, we have to flip the inequality, +5. So here's the answer. P is greater than, and I'll just do the set builder real quick. P such that P is greater than or equal to 5. And if I was graphing it, here's 0, here's 5. I see that it says greater than and equal to, so I want to put a bracket and shade everything greater than 5. So that's what it would be for the graph, and this would be the set builder. So let's try another one. Okay, let's look at number 4. So -4, open parentheses, -4 plus x. I think it was greater than -56, right? Yep, +56. Okay, so my pen goes in and out of being kind of messy, and then it straightens out. I don't know. So this is a -4 and a -4. A negative times a negative is a positive. And then I have -4x greater than 56. Okay, so the first step for this one is, I'm going to change colors. So because that's a +16, we're going to do a -16. That's gone. Now I drop down my -4x greater than. Notice in this step, again, I'm not flipping the inequality. Not yet, okay? This is going to be a +40. And now when I divide here by -4 to the left and then to the right, that's what's going to make me cancel out the -4, and I flip the inequality symbol right here. Sorry about this messy stuff, guys. I gotta figure out why my pen does that sometime, and sometime it doesn't. Alright, so cleaning this up, it's set builder x such that x is less than -10. Gosh, it's terrible. And if you were graphing it, of course, you would use a parentheses. Because it's less than, you would face it to the left and shade towards -infinity. So the interval notation would be -infinity, comma, -10, parentheses. That's the interval. All right, let's jump around and get some more problems. Yeah, let's now, again, 10 is looking very similar to what we did above. Let's do number 12. Clear this off. Number 12 says negative 9 plus a. See, it's not doing it that time with a squiggly line. Weird, weird, weird. With the squiggly stuff. 15. And I think it was greater than 1. Let me just check the direction. Yep. Okay, so now in this case, look what's happening to a. So we got negative 9 plus a, which really that's like a minus 9. Okay, so we can't do anything just yet because, again, that negative 15 is in the way. So for this one, it's a little more different than I said about doing addition and subtraction first, or the distributive property first. We got to get rid of that 15 that's at the bottom. So we're going to times 15 here, times 15 there, okay? Because this is a easier thing to get rid of, and then we'll have the get rid of the denominator and then focus on the numerator. So now we have negative 9 plus a greater than 15, and then we're going to add 9, add 9. This is now gone. A is isolated by itself now, greater than, and when we add that together, this is 24, and we're done. And what were our two steps? Well, our first step was to do what? Multiply by 15. That was the first step. Second step was to add 9. So see, it's still a two-step equation. And let's just graph this one. So if we have 0, let's say way over here, there starts the squiggly stuff. 24, a is greater than. So we got a parentheses, shade everything greater. And there's the graph. Okay, let's do another one. Let's do number 20. Everything was negative. Okay. So we're going to add 5, add 5. This is gone. Negative 4b greater than, this is negative 20. Negative 20. Divide by negative 4. Divide by negative 4. Now, because I know I divided by a negative 4, I have to switch the direction of the inequality. So b is not greater, but less than positive 5. So we're going to have 0. We have 5, and we want to be less than. Okay? Everything going this way. Okay? Towards negative infinity. See? So this would be the interval notation. So I hope that makes sense. Remember, we can check ourselves. Let's do that real quick. So let's choose a value that's less than 5. So let's choose 0. So we're going to try to check b equal 0. So we go back to the original equation, say, hey, negative 4, b is 0, so I substituted in 0, subtracting 5 greater than negative 25. And I'm trying to get a true statement. So we know negative 4 times 0 is just 0 minus 5. Okay, I'm going to change that to a plus, bump back. So is that true? Is negative 5 greater than negative 25? Well, yes, that's true. So therefore, we shaded the right direction. Okay, remember, the more negative a number is, with it being like a negative 100, negative 20, negative 30, it's smaller than the numbers like negative 1, negative 2, negative 7. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. Let me just find a couple more. Let's do one with the distributive property. I think I'm going to do 21 and 23 real quick. Okay, so let's do 21. We got 84 greater than and equal to v minus 9. Okay, so again, this is terrible, I know, guys, but that's a 7. And we're doing the distributive property first. So we have 84 greater than or equal to negative 7v. And then negative 7 times the negative 9 is a positive 63. Okay, so first thing again, take away the 63. This is gone. So we're subtracting, and that's a 21, but a positive. Negative 7v. Okay, looks better. Now we're going to divide by negative 7 to the right and the left. Because we divided by a negative 7, we have to switch the direction of the inequality. So 21 divided by negative 7, negative 3. We're going to flip the inequality. There's our answer. Remember, if we can't read that, we can put this on the left. It's facing toward and away from the negative 3, so there's our answer. Our answer is v is greater than and equal to negative 3. So 0. Here's negative 3. I want to be everything greater, so I need a greater than and equal to, bracket and shade, everything greater going to the right towards positive infinity. Here's our interval notation. Okay, and remember, set builder would just be put your such that v, put your squiggly line, and then that's that. Okay, so I hope that's making sense now, guys. Let's clear this off and do one or two more. Oh yes, I wanted to do 23. Minus 8 less than or equal to negative 12. Okay. Alright, so now we look at what's happening to x. It's being divided by negative 6, and 8 is being taken away for it. So we want to take that 8, move it away. X divided by negative 6 less than or equal to, this is going to be a negative 4. Subtract, keep the sign of the bigger number. Now what you'll notice in this step is I am going to multiply by a negative 6 to both sides. Remember, you can put that over 1 so you can see it. And what happened on the left is negative 6x over negative 6. A negative divided by a negative is a positive. 6 divided by 6 is a 1. So see, now I've isolated the x. It's gone. So I have x less than or equal to, this is a positive 24. Now, what did I do wrong? Just moving too quick. What I did wrong is I did not what, guys? Flip the inequality. So we're going to go back because I divided by a negative 6. This should not be a less than, but a greater than or equal to. And again, if I would check my solutions, I would see, oh no, I did something wrong. So I don't want to be less than 24. I want to be what? Greater than. So let's just do the interval notation. So notice it also has an equal to sign. So x is greater than and equal to. So I want to be equal to 24, and I want to go to positive infinity. So there's the interval notation. Okay, and of course set builder would just be x such that x is greater than and equal to 24. And again, can I check myself? Sure, I can. I go back to the original problem. Let's choose something greater than and equal to 24. And guess what I'm going to choose? I'm going to choose 24 because I know that, because in the problem right here, guys, I have that divided by negative 6. 24 is a multiple of 6. So I want a nice whole number, right? So I'm going to go back and I'm going to say 24 divided by negative 6 minus 8, is that less than or equal to negative 12? Always go back to the original problem. So let's do our math. So I got 24 divided by negative 6 is negative 4 minus 8. I'm going to change this to a plus and bump back. And this is going to be negative 12, you see? And this is a true statement, right? Negative 12 is less than or equal to negative 12. So I shaded the correct direction, or I'm going the right direction, okay? You could also choose something bigger just to check, okay? All right. Sorry, it's an accident. That's the end of that page. Kind of wish I had a little feedback to know what y'all would like to see, but I'm going to do number 16 real quick. Then I'll end the video here. Number 16 says negative 90. Greater than k minus 3. Okay, so in this one, what we're going to do is let's do the distributive property first. So we're going to multiply the negative 5 through the parentheses. And from left to right, negative 90 greater than or equal to negative 5. Okay. And this will be a plus 15 because a negative times a negative is a positive, right? And then we're going to take 15 away from both sides. So remember, if you want to put a plus so you can tell yourself, hey, I have a negative and a negative, so that I'm going to add those together. And that's going to be negative 105 greater than and equal to negative 5k. All right. So the last step, we're going to divide by negative 5, and you got to tell yourself, hey, I'm dividing by a negative. I need to flip the direction of my inequality. So I'm going to have k. It's not going to be away from, but now it's going to change to toward. And then how many times can 5 divide into 105? I think 21, right? Positive 21. Okay, so again, if you want to see this better, it's k. It's facing toward him, 21. So k is greater than and equal to 21. So if I was doing interval notation, it would be bracket 21 comma infinity, because I want to be greater than. All right. If I was graphing it, I could also see it that, hey, 0, 1, here's 21. I want a bracket going towards the greater than solutions. All right, so I'm just going to end the video there. Hopefully this makes sense. Don't forget that on the worksheet, if you go to the bottom 2 pages, there are the solutions, and we can check ourselves. So like that one that we just did right now. This was, I believe, number 16. So see how they got k is greater than and equal to 21. Stop. All right, so you can check these, but remember, we're not doing open and closed circles. Remember, open circles get parentheses, closed circles gets brackets. All right, so have a good night, guys, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.